text AC, which is the alternative. But that sort of critical engagement is necessary as a first step.
But what, like,
you can
destructively read Kant's book, but how does destructively reading the AC in any way like reveal
because it
the
forces
racism?
us to confront the problems that are in the text. And
but if the racism is not contained in the text of the AC,
all right, if you
then why
prove
does
that these things were not, these racist assumptions, these racist ideologies are not present in the philosophy that you present, then fine.
Okay. So your basic argument is that like the moral stature of the author himself has an influence over all the things that he says, right?
No, it's that Kant intentionally formulated his philosophy in accordance with these racist assumptions. For instance, 75% of Kant's passages were actually on anthropology, not philosophy.
Okay. All right, actually just explain to me the ballot story.
Okay, so there's a couple arguments there. The first says that if it is true that we should give way to arguments that don't have any effect on people, that have to do with fake people that we hypothetically discussed, and we should give more weight to arguments that have to do with ideology or a mindset that is real and definitely affects people in the real world.
Like, what is the difference between a fake person and a real person?
Well, some arguments are pre-fiat and some arguments are post-fiat.
Okay, yeah, so.
So post-fiat arguments have to do with hypothetical people because they're fiated.
Okay.
And then pre-fiat arguments have to do with real people because...
Isn't your argument post-fiat because it already presumes that the app will reject me? I mean, or that the judge will reject me?
No, I don't discuss these harms going on in a world that exists after you treat juveniles as adults. I discuss this in the context of an educational setting that is current right now.
Okay. How do I turn your critical position?
If you make that argument next speech, I'll respond. But basically, you can still link feedback into it. It's not a non-reciprocal critique.
If you don't read any philosophy, how can you link into a critique of philosophy?
Why is that something you should punish me for, or something that I'm responsible for?
So then you just said, like, the one way I can turn the case, I basically can't, because you didn't do anything that would link yourself in. Is that what you're saying?
That is functionally what has happened here.
Okay.
But that's still not a reason that theoretically the K is illegitimate, because it's not.
Okay.
And there's other things you can do to counter the K, like run another K, turn the alternative, etc. It's not that you can't win that. Even though that'd be great.
So explain to me the impact. Why is colonialism bad?
Why is it bad?
Yeah.
Well, in short, it dehumanizes and degrades whole societies of people. We can go into the nuances if you would, of course.
Okay, 55 left. Order is going to be AC, new off, NC.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Alright, so he's basically making it right for the convention to extend that right is a claim you have against another person on the same ratio. I claim it right against other people, claim it bad. The right to live not exist about it. All that say the job direction seems right are only the right to whipping this applies statements right, the freedom of all citizens equally is hard is going to respond directly to the case because my philosophy drives the basis or even value of human life in the first place. It said that all people, the fact that people have wills at all is what values life, which means that I'm not that even if Kant himself may have violated this, the fact the AC is not been violated because the AC says that anyone that can will things has worth, which means that we ought not colonize people. Then so then that if you have to standard extend ripsing 4 and 5% of things the evil acts dominate rather than the wrong perform the imputed response the neg is going to violate this because the juvenile court is rehabilitative not retributive. So go off case. A is the interpretation. I must have link turned around against the NC. B is the violation. I can't get links turned. B is the violation. I can't get link turned because the links in the case are based on the philosophy that you run, but he never read any philosophy. He only read the K, which means I can never link turned around. I can only impact. I can only impact turn the K. The standard is reciprocity. He can get impact about why he can link get offense off of linking me into the argument, and also he can also get arguments about impact about the way I talk about arguments. But the only way that I can turn the K is by impact turning is that it's turning the performance of the K. I can never say that he links in, which means he's always going to have double the offensive outs on the K debate than I do, which is obviously unreciprocal and reciprocal ground is key defense because both sides have equal ability in order to gain balance. Use voter principle, voter axiomatic principle, data, competitive activity that should be based on merit rather than luck and his gateway to strong results, subject preventing objective evaluation. Furthermore, debate fairness is going to control the internal into all his education discourse arguments. Debate isn't fair. No one's going to isn't going to show up to get these educational benefits in the first place, which means that fairness is always going to precede the K. Go to the alternative of the K and rejecting the argument. One, you can turn it. You can turn it because he's using this discourse as a tool to win the battle. He's happy that I read this read Kant if I hadn't done that. So he's using it as a tool, which means he wants people to do this so he can win rounds. If he didn't want to do that, he should have just said, "Fine, I can see the round. Let's talk about why Kant is bad." The fact that he did do that proves that he's trying to use it as a tool. Then furthermore, you turn it again. I would say that just instantly rejecting bad philosophy is all right. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for deconstructing because we need to look at things. We should be able to talk about these bad things instead of instantly shutting down and punishing people for talking about them. Then you can turn it again because one of the educational benefits of debate is to argue all sides, even if you may think that one side is morally repugnant. So just like by locking that out, we're getting rid of one of the educational benefits of debate, and then finally, he's going to be destroying the activity of debate in general because he's saying that somehow that the things that we say in round have an impact on like our view of the world at large. The point of debate is that we have a unique forum where we can talk about things independent of what they talk, how people conceive things in the real world. This is the old, and which means that he's going to be silencing the voice of millions of debaters, or I guess hundreds of debaters who want to do this. Then go to links. One. You can turn the I would say that you can turn the because his argument is that how a person should influence how we should regard the philosophy of that person. That is exactly the philosophy that causes colonialism because the way we talk about colonialism.